This is the second video of the ionotropic receptors lecture number 2. In this video, we will discuss about serotonin 5-HT3 receptors, their structure and composition, and some of the known functions for these receptors. So, 5-hydroxytryptamine or 5-HT has 14 different receptor subtypes. 5-HT3 receptor is considered a ligand-gated ion channel and is the only one that is not linked to G proteins, such as the other 13 different receptors for 5-HT. When 5-HT3 is activated, it allows a cation flux that depolarizes the membrane potential. The 5-HT3 receptors have an important role in the neuronal actions of alcohol, and alcohol can alter the function of these receptors by mediating potentiation or inhibition. Similar to other members of this family, the 5-HT3 receptor is composed of 5 symmetrically arranged subunits that surround a central ion conducting pore. There is currently no high resolution or structural data for this type of receptors, so most of the things that we know about them are based on homology studies with the nicotinic acetylcholine receptor. Similar to the other cis loop receptors, the channel or the pore is composed by or is formed from the second transmembrane segment or TM2 and is predominantly alpha helical. These receptor subunits are able to form functional homomeric receptors and also combines with the more recently cloned 5-HT3B subunit to also create heteropentamers that display distinct electrical and pharmacological properties. There have been described other subunits such as 5-HT3C and 5-HT3D or E subunits, but right now those subunits have not been characterized. The 5-HT3 receptors are also located in both peripheral and central nervous system. And the roles in the central nervous system are diverse. They include in cognition and anxiety, although their complete functions are not well understood. They're located in many brain areas, including cortex, hippocampus, nucleus accumbens, substantia nigra, and ventral tegmental area, and also higher levels of the brainstem. And the activation of the receptor allows sodium to flow through this channel. There may be different cellular localizations of these receptors depending on the nature of the neurons containing these receptors. For instance, the 5-HT3 receptor immunoreactivity was most abundant in postsynaptic dendrite sites in the hippocampus, but was primarily associated with presynaptic nerves ending in the amygdala. Homomeric and heteromeric 5-HT3 receptors mediate a rapidly activating, desensitizing inward current, which is predominantly carried by sodium and potassium ions. There is some experimental evidence to suggest that the 5-HT3 receptors play a role in a variety of psychological disorders, although the use of 5-HT3 receptor antagonists has met with little success. One curiosity is that the deletion of the 5-HT3 receptor gene creates knockout mice that exhibit anxiolytic behavior. And the use of 5-HT3 receptor antagonists has shown a range of anxiolytic effects. And this is a summary slide of the most important concepts that I just talked about in this previous slide. As I just mentioned, the function of these 5-HT3 receptors in the CNS is not completely understood. And here there is a summary of some of the functions of the 5-HT3 receptors. In the top part of this figure, you can it's depicted how 5-HT3 receptors expression can be observed in GABAergic interneurons during pre and postnatal brain development. And in the bottom one, it's some recently described mechanisms for the 5-HT3 receptor mediated regulation of maturation of cortical pyramidal cells and cerebellar Purkinje cells in the early postnatal brain. The 5-HT3 receptors are expressed on embryonic immature CGE-derived GABAergic interneurons, as well as neuroblasts in early postnatal migratory streams in the adult SBZ. Therefore, it's being suggested that they might be involved in the regulation of neuronal excitability and therefore controlling migration, maturation, and network formation of inhibitory networks from early embryonic to adult stages. And this is all about 5-HT3 receptors. Here I leave you with a short quiz that revises some of the most important concepts that you need to know about this type of receptors.